All right. Good Wednesday morning, everybody. Little bit before 5:40 on this glorious morning here in Omaha, Nebraska. Headed into Iron Heaven number one to hit up some back. Uh, so I haven't really explained what I'm doing for back, and I'll get into that once the video gets started. But after taking some pictures, I realized that uh, my traps suck. So gives a little flattish appearance when I do a rear lat spread. And on top of that, my upper back is lacking a whole lot. So I'm going to go into some of the movement selections, some of the execution that I'm doing for for a couple of these exercises, and why the volume is a little bit higher, just a wee bit, not much, just a wee bit higher for back day or pull day rather, because it's back and biceps, than it is for any other day. And why I'm also training back once a week instead of twice per week, like I've been doing for about the past year or so. So we're gonna get right into it. It's a beautiful morning. It's apparent that I need a haircut and a shave. Like to accomplish that at some time today. But we're gonna get it done, and I'm gonna give you some more. So stay tuned.
9539. At Brain Balance Achievement Centers, parents find real help for their kids.
Brianna was diagnosed with visual and auditory processing disorder.
You was trouble from the first kiss, had your eyes wide open. Why were they open? Gave you all I had.
All right. Well, a little back activation action here on a pull day today. Like I said, wasn't incredibly motivated to do such a thing, but needed to get it done. Hips just felt really off during the session, so instead of just going into the first exercise of the workout, went ahead and tried to do something that I need to do every workout, which is back activations. As you can see here, I'm using a short handle, and if you notice, I'm leaning in with the foot that the same foot that the arm is on, or the same side that the arm is on. I'm leading with that foot. Sorry, I'm all discombobulated. And what I'm really trying to do is I'm trying to really focus on bringing the elbow back, but not pulling with any of my biceps. So I'm taking a bit of a thumbless grip, and I'm just wrapping my fingers around that. So if you're doing back activations, I'm going to link a video inside the video description, and I want you guys to look at it. It's not for me, but I want you guys to use that and really get in tune with your back musculature before you get into any working sets. Now, here I'm using a very unique grip. I'm using the Prime Fitness grip, and what that is that the grip is adjustable, and it's kind of what you want to call free floating or free form type of grip. So I'm able to like really squeeze down on a different area in my back. And what I'm trying to do, seeing that it's kind of a free form bar, what I'm doing is, again, leading with the elbows, but I'm trying to pull apart the handles. Now, obviously, I can't pull them apart literally, but I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to do it figuratively as much as I can. I'm trying to make sure that I could just really pull those handles apart a little bit, as much as they will go, or as much as my range of motion will allow me to go, rather. So, what is this doing? Well, I do need more upper back thickness, upper back work. So this grip allows me to do that. And then you see that I'm doing it on the floor. That eliminates leg drive and that eliminates cheating. So what I'm trying to do is I'm really just trying to get all of the pressure, all of that on my back. Now, obviously you can't do this in a lot of Globo gyms, but if you get to a gym that has that attachment, you'll be more than likely able to get away with sitting on the floor and getting an increased range of motion if you have these handles present. Now, with that being said, there were some sets where I kept my knees bent. I only did 2 working sets here, by the way, and the second working set was a drop set. But it got to a point where the weight stack just got a little bit too heavy. I'm only running about 250 and I hit about 210. So I really had to sit down to, as you can see here, really had to sit down to get that weight distributed where I could pull it down, where I could sit on the ground. Oh, excuse me, tired. That's the life of a newborn. You'll yawn a lot. So, with that being said, this set was a drop set, I believe. I'm not too sure. Yeah, this was the drop set. I think I only got about 4 to 6 reps with 210, and then I dropped it to 165 and got around about 8. So again, Prime Fitness handles, if you have the opportunity to use these, I recommend you use them and really squeeze. Make sure you get that upper back musculature. Make sure you get those rhomboids. Make sure you get that mid back, because that attachment is absolutely great. All right, so now moving on to the next exercise. This one is the bane of my existence. And while it is the bane of my existence, that means I will make progress in my back on that. So I'm using the Magnum T-Bar Row, or chest supported row rather. And let me tell you, this thing is very heavy. It is extremely heavy. But what I'm trying to do is I use the overhand grip, and what I'm really wanting to do is I'm really wanting to keep my elbows out. I want to keep my elbows out and really hit that upper back rhomboid area, because that's an area I'm lacking in. And that's an area that a lot of people lack in, is that upper back rhomboid area, because it is a very hard to hit area. So a couple of key points is keep the elbows out, make sure you get an extension, or at least try to get an extension or a stretch at the bottom of the movement. Reason being is that that's a good thing to try and get that good stretch, and it really won't hurt you to even try to get an exaggerated stretch on that, just so you can be able to get that stretch component inside of a movement. Moving on, our second row movement of the workout. Got to row your boat for a big back. T-bar rows using the Nebula, old school Nebula plate loaded machine. Really only just did a couple of sets at 8 reps here. I didn't go above this because, like I said, my hips just felt terrible. So it made no sense to try to go that heavy. So I just stayed here for a couple of sets, 8 reps, just to get some more rowing movements in. And that's about it. Usually I go heavier, but look, man, I'm old, and it was what it was today. Finish off the workout with, or at least the back portion, with 2 sets of seated rows. Again, nothing too heavy. That's my thing with the progressive overload crowd. You got to go heavy, got to beat the logbook. Some days your body has it, some days your body don't. This morning my body didn't have it, and I'm hoping for more next week. But, of course, we can only do what we can. Don't be extreme slave. Be a slave to the logbook, but don't be an extreme slave. Pick your battles, know where you need to go for that day, and then keep it moving. All right. You want to bodybuild for long term, for a long-term life of lifting, not just something you do in your 20s and your 30s. But that's a whole nother subject that I might do a video on. And you can head over to IG. I am Larry Brown. And then you can head over to my website, tenacitystrength.com, where I'll be putting up more workouts. All right. Thanks, guys.